Hello and thanks for watching another edition of ARFCOM News. Today I want to tell you about why I don't believe there is such a thing as price gouging, how to beat the ammo shortage, and the unstoppable series of wins for gun rights. But before we get started, I want to tell you about the cruelty-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, zero trans fat night vision products offered to you by our friends at TNVC.com, just like Mom used to make. If you like seeing stuff more than not seeing stuff, take a look at our sponsor, TNVC.com, your source for quality night vision gear to make you the bump in the night. There is no such thing as price gouging. There, I said it. I've been wanting to get this off my chest for some time now, and today is the day. So prepare to get your knickers twisted. I'm getting awfully tired of people whining about prices for ammo, toilet paper, or any other commodity. The ironic part is most of the people whining about ammo prices tend to be laissez-faire free market capitalists when it comes to any other subject, but they got caught with their pants down and had less ammo on hand than they wanted when the gun salesman of the century got elected. Civil unrest, a health crisis, and an anti-gun chief executive all conspired to create unprecedented demand for guns and ammo. Then an even more anti-gun president got elected and demand absolutely annihilated previous records. Now, I'm not being hyperbolic either. The previous grand champion gun salesman was Obama, with 2.5 million transactions in the National Instant Criminal Background Check System in January of 2013, but stranger danger absolutely demolished that record with 4.3 million next checks. We gained about 8 million brand new gun owners last year. To put that in perspective, there are about 328 men, women, and children living in the US, and about 2% of them bought a gun for the first time ever just last year. So yeah, to say there is unprecedented demand for guns and ammo is a profound understatement. And as anyone who has even been in the same room as an economics textbook can tell you, increased demand tends to reduce supply if all other factors remain constant. Of course, the other factors did not remain static. Manufacturers ramped up production in an attempt to meet demand, but they're simply unable to keep pace with the scale of increase in demand. To complicate matters, the bat sniffles has played hell with supply chain logistics from end to end, increasing shipping times and costs, and recent changes in trade policy have made it more expensive and more difficult to source raw materials. But I don't want to get too far off into the weeds about the issues which complicate meeting demand. For our purposes, it is enough that demand has grossly outstripped supply. Now, this is the part where I intend to convince you price gouging isn't actually a thing. Not only is it not bad to raise prices to reflect market conditions, it's actually a good thing. Here's why. Raising prices pumps the brakes on demand. Let's say it's Thanksgiving Day and you forgot to pick up a quart of half and half like your wife said. She needs it for her famous cheesy potatoes and you are getting an earful. Most of the stores are closed and 2 of the stores which are open are out of half and half. But you find 2 pints in stock at one store at $4 each. That's highway robbery, you think, but at the same time, you're grateful for the opportunity and you pay. See, when people recoil in disgust over 9mm at 80 cents per round, they tend to set up a false scenario in their own mind. They think, gee whiz, I would rather pay 30 cents per round than 80 cents per round. And yeah, when you put it like that, it's easy to get angry at the guy who raised the prices. But that is an imaginary choice. That doesn't exist. What they should be saying is, gee whiz, I'm glad I found this ammo in stock, because there isn't a choice between expensive ammo and affordable ammo. There is a choice between ammo which is in stock and ammo which is sold out. The higher price causes each of us to decide how badly we really need that ammo. It disincentivizes hoarding and neckbearding. It means that people will only purchase the ammunition if they really, really need it. That feeling you get when you see ammo at a price you find intolerable encourages you to leave it on the shelf if you have enough at home, which means it is available for someone who has none at all. That increased price also allows retailers, distributors, shippers, and manufacturers to make enough margin to justify increased expenditures in order to bring you the goods you want. Adding floor space, tooling, and personnel is expensive. It's also a financial risk. What happens if Joe the bullet farmer invests a few million to ramp up production and demand drops back down to normal before he can make enough to realize his projected ROI? He defaults on his loans. That's what happens. Investment is a gamble, and the reward needs to be great enough to justify the risk. This is basic Econ 101 stuff, and it's the reason capitalism has elevated untold billions from poverty. It's the reason command economies fail. Markets are the most efficient and fairest way to distribute finite resources, whether the resource is ammo or ass napkins. Does that mean I'm trying to convince you to pay inflated prices? Absolutely not. Quite the opposite, actually. If you want to bring an end to the current panic buying, the best thing to do is to stop buying ammo until the folks who need it more have been able to source what they need. In fact, you probably don't actually need to buy as much ammo as you think you do. If you have enough ammo to fill 3 or 4 megs for your EDC and 10 megs for your HD/SHTF rifle, then you have enough to get you through several fights, which, if we're being honest, is probably a lot more than you're likely to actually need. Now, if you're saying, but I still need ammo to train, well, that is a fair point, but on the other hand, most of us aren't doing nearly as much dry fire or exercising as we ought to. And that'll do you a lot more good than mag dumping into the berm anyway. So chillax, Holmes, and let prices settle. But if you did get caught with your pants down and you really do need to buy ammo, at least leverage the market to your advantage. Wikiarms.com lists user-submitted ammo deals, which you can sort by caliber and cost per round, as well as filter by brass, steel, and backorder. If you need ammo, right this second, you can find the lowest in-stock price at a glance. If you can afford to wait a little while, but still need ammo in the short term, you can set up an email alert and the system will auto-magically tell you when a deal is posted which falls below the cost per round threshold which you set. My advice to most of you is to set a reasonable threshold and sit tight until your pews are in stock at a price you can afford. And of course, the very best source for sales, coupon codes, and the latest deals on guns, ammo, gear, and accessories can be found at AR15.com/deals. For example, check out this Palmetto State Armory 11.5-inch pistol kit with SBA 3 brace for $500. That's like before times pricing. Now, I'm not allowed to link to AR15.com/deals in the doobly-doo, or else the YouTube Ministry of Truthiness will send me to a digital gulag. So you'll have to type in the address yourself with your booger pickers like some kind of Neanderthal. But if you open a new tab and go to AR15.com/deals right now, I'll bet you find something worth your time or no money back. So be sure to bookmark AR15.com/deals and check AR15.com/deals every day. Unfortunately, no such thing seems to exist for bowel towels, but I do have a life hack for you which should help the next time there's a run on certificates of deposit. Most cities have distribution points for free poop erasers placed outside convenience stores just like this. It's free and there is no limit, but don't be a jerk. Be sure to leave enough for the next guy to clean his backside. With Utah and Montana passing their own constitutional carry bills, the total number of states which recognize the fundamental human right to be armed now sits at 18. Not bad, but we can do better. By my count, 7 states have bills pending which would eliminate the requirement for a person to grovel before the throne of the state in order to carry a concealed firearm. Being armed is a fundamental human right, and requiring a state permission slip and charging a fee is fundamentally wrong. It is immoral for the state to sell our rights back to us, and the permitting process in many places is intentionally designed to be burdensome and expensive. It's not uncommon for people to have to pay $150 or $200 between the class and processing fee just to get a concealed carry permit. Like the Jim Crow laws of a bygone era, these laws are intended to set a bar which is more difficult to pass for the poor. If you're a working single mother, the cost of a handgun, holster, and ammo is already a pretty significant barrier to entry, especially these days. Adding a couple $100 just to get permission from the government and taking several days off work for the class and to file the paperwork might just be too much. So let's all pitch in and get these bills passed.
Everyone's doing their part. Are you?
Regardless of whether you live in any of these listed states, I want each and every one of you to pause this video right now and fire off a letter or a phone call to the legislators in each of the states to my right and urge them to support their respective constitutional carry bills. If you have the time, make a personal visit to their office. That really gets their attention. Let's all put our hands together for the Arizona Citizens Defense League. The various state CDLs are probably the most underappreciated gun rights organizations in the country. They are highly effective and are almost single-handedly responsible for passing some of the best and stopping some of the worst legislation at the state level. The AZ CDL just put in a perfect record of stopping 646 authoritarian bills in committee. We've got another 8 pro-rights bills still in the works though, so while your phones are warmed up, please go to azleg.gov and contact some politicritters to urge them to pass these bills listed to my right. Then call them up and do it again. Vote early and vote often, folks. Every time you call, the dutiful staffer will mark down 1 in support. May as well pump those numbers up. It's easy and it's free, so get to it. Well, friends, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoy watching these things because I sure like making them for you. If you want to help us keep bringing you banger content like this, please support the folks who support us. Not only does TNVC.com give you night vision with that cool, refreshing, never bitter taste that goes down smooth, they also have mounts, lights, and all sorts of other gear to make you the bump in the night. And if you want a baller cap like mine, you can get it at brownells.com. Or you can buy fly shirts like this one in our Teespring store. Or, if you'd like to try your luck and see if you can win your choice of rad shirt from our Teespring store, post a comment containing the phrase, "Gun control hurts the poor," in the YouTube comments, and I will arbitrarily and unilaterally choose the best one. I love you.